last step we're going to add in the.
So right now you've added only salt and turmeric.
Yeah. In Indian cooking, when we make our dishes and we just want to soften the vegetables, we add turmeric and salt at the beginning. Those are the only two things. Because if you add the chili powder in the beginning, it's going to make it burn. Like I added the hing and I left. I shouldn't have left. I should have put it on low fire and immediately added the cauliflower. But I wanted to remind Mark to get the lime leaf, kaffir lime, and so we kind of lost out. So it isn't the very best video, but it's okay. It's fun. You know, normally you wouldn't have those black spots, you know, on the cauliflower. Okay, all right. So let's check the cauliflower. So it's somewhat cooked, which is nice. Now I'm going to put in the potatoes. I think I can also throw in the ginger at the same time. The flavors of ginger, and I'm going to salt the potato. Okay. With the ginger. So just to recap, we started with oil. We put in the ajwain, which is the carom seed. Then we continued with some hing, which is asafoetida, two things that cut gas. Then we added in the curry leaf, and we sauteed that a little bit. Then we added in the cauliflower, and when the cauliflower is slightly cooked, you can add in your potato and your ginger. Okay, so now we're going to let the potato and ginger cook a little bit, and in the meantime, let's see. Now we have onion and tomato left. This is done. This is done. All right. And yeah, so why don't you go ahead now and you do the chopping of the coriander. Mark will chop the coriander while we're waiting. And I'll keep the spices right here. As you can see, there's only 4 spices. Now, if you like to make your dish more spicy, in case you are fond of spices, there's one spice that I will add here.
What are you looking for?
Garam masala.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would never put it there. Maybe we put it there. Okay. All right, maybe I did. Okay, so this is garam masala. Usually I add garam masala only to dishes that have like a gravy. Like if we made, let me turn the camera around. So if we made chickpeas, if we made kidney beans, if we made potato and peas curry, if we made paneer and peas curry, if we make any of these things, yesterday I made potatoes in drumsticks, so I'm going to upload those to YouTube, or you should have those by Sunday as well. So when you make like more of a gravy dish, then that is when you would add garam masala for sure. Now, it's also possible to add whole garam masala spices. So what goes in the garam masala? The word garam means hot. Masala means spices, right? So what goes in the garam masala? There are several combinations of spices in there. We have things that give heat to the body, like cloves. We have cinnamon. We have possibly even ginger. They might throw in ginger in there. They might have, actually, I don't know all the ingredients. If I find all the ingredients in garam masala, I'll put that on the group afterwards, you know. But I think cloves and cinnamon, bay leaf. Now you can also put also cardamom, big cardamom, small cardamom. If you want, you can put all these spices in their formats, like unground format. So you can actually put in a bay leaf into your cauliflower. You can actually put in 2 cloves of like 2 little black cloves into the food. You could put in some cinnamon if you like it. It really, Indian food, these are the basics. What I'm teaching you is these 4 spices. That's the minimum that you need. It's just salt, turmeric, chili, and coriander. So let's start by learning the basics. And then if you want it more spicy, then you can add in other stuff as you like it, okay? So we're going to just uncover. I just uncovered the cauliflower, and honestly, the aroma is smelling so good. And we're just going to make sure to turn it around so every piece gets an even chance at being cooked. And in the meantime, we're going to see our second chef chopping the coriander leaf. So Mark, you want to describe what you're doing, taking out the bad leaves?
Oh, well, you take out a few leaves are always black in there, like this one.
Uh-huh.
I reject those.
Uh-huh.
And I like
That's your reject pile?
Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
I like to pick the coriander with some of the stalk. Coriander stalks can be kept separately to make soup or even to make any broth. It gives a pretty good taste. So I just break these away. I'll keep these for garnish at the end, and this for the cooking.
You washed them already?
Yeah.
Already. Okay, so you've already
washed them thoroughly, because with coriander sometimes you'll still find some little gritty sand particles when you bring it from the supermarket.
Okay. Yeah. I think if you have any more, let's do some more, because then it's really tasty. So if you buy a 99-cent packet of coriander, use the whole packet with making cauliflower. It's the only vegetable we cook where you put in the whole packet of coriander in the vegetable. Somehow it just gives it a flavor. If you don't have coriander, you might consider some other green leaf, you could even put some spinach in if you wanted, but coriander gives the best flavor, So let's just
Where
check.
can I get raw coriander? I'm sorry, can I ask a question? Where can I get raw coriander? Like, it's not in a regular grocery store, right?
You mean the leaf or the seed?
The leaf, right? That's what
the leaf you can get. It's called cilantro. It's in every public.
Oh, cilantro. Okay.
Cilantro and coriander are the same thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're exactly the same thing. It's just Americans call it cilantro and Indians call it coriander. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah, I love cilantro. I didn't know.
Okay, so you're good. Okay, so you should find it in most grocery stores. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And so let's. I had to move away from the food because it was sizzling too much. So I'm gonna turn it back again. If you can see, some of it is getting a little nice and golden brown, which is lovely because, we do want it to be slightly tasty at the same time, Okay. So I would say that this is about half cooked. And now I'm going to put in my pieces of onion, which, as you can see, I put in rather large chunks, So I may not use all of it. I'm going to leave some. I think I cut too much. So it's just to give it a little more flavor. And the onions will still be somewhat translucent, somewhat crunchy by the time we finish cooking this. You don't have to put in the onions. You don't even have to put in the potato. You could make this dish with just the cauliflower. Okay. Now, do you have the lime leaf, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we cut it into slivers? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to put in the lime leaf as well. And it's washed?
Yeah.
Okay. But Mark is cutting it now into slivers for us.
See, with the lime leaf, you leave the center. You could put the whole leaf in.
Yeah, but the central vein is a little bit, it can't be eaten. So you have to remove the 2 halves of the leaves. And then you can chop, you can slice them even more.
Or leave them in large pieces. It's easier to identify them and pull them out. But if you want to cut them into small slivers and blend them into the food, then this is the way you do it. Lime leaves always have this like a double leaf formation.
I think 4 is enough. 4 is more than enough, Mark. We don't need more. So if you want, you can cut it in slivers, or if you want, you can just put in the halves. That's also.
And they're very strong. They have a very nice flavor.
They have a really nice flavor, and
they impart to the. You can even throw these leaves into the rice when you're cooking them. It gives the whole rice a nice flavor.
Ever since Mark and I bought this plant, we've been putting it, experimenting it in all kinds of different dishes, So we discovered it actually tastes quite delicious in cauliflower. So, put it if you have it. Don't put it if you don't have it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's throw it in, Mark. Okay, so that's the lime leaf. You can stir that in. And as you can see, the onions are still in large pieces, so they're nice and crunchy. Okay, you're cutting more coriander, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now the next step is I need you to hold the camera. Okay, let him finish chopping the cilantro. Then I'll get him to hold the camera, and we will put in the spices at this stage. I'm going to put in chili powder and coriander. So that's the whole package of. So I'm now going to add about 1/3 of a teaspoon of what I call Kashmiri mirch, or you could, if you have cayenne pepper at home, you can put cayenne pepper. If you like it hot, you can put a whole teaspoon. Personally, most of us, Mark and I, we don't like very hot food. So I just put about 1/4 or 1/3 of a teaspoon, at most 1/2 teaspoon, okay? And about 1 teaspoon of the cilantro seed or coriander seed, okay? And if you grow coriander at home, you can harvest your own coriander seeds and just put them through your food processor or blender, or coffee grinder to do it. And if you get a really lovely, it's a lovely fresh aroma you get from it, So once you put in your spices, you just mix it up. All right, and now the only thing left is the tomato. So let this cook with the spices for a bit. And once it's cooked, then we're going to add in the tomato, and then your dish will be ready. And you can have it with roti, you can have it with naan, you can have it with rice. Okay, so let me pull out from the fridge the various options, okay? So just hold it there. You can just keep the camera on the food. I'll pull out the various options and show them, okay?
Smells good.
Okay, so they can take screenshots of this if you want to. So just to show them.
Yeah, these are, the various breads. We had some bhatura lying around. Here's the garlic naan, fulka roti, microwavable rotis.
And this paratha.
Yeah, masala lacha paratha.
Did you have to try the paratha?
I think that's over.
Okay.
And we had made some rice yesterday. So you want to open this, Dayu?
Yeah, I'm going to show them.
Yeah.
So another day, I'll teach you how to make cumin rice. So this is cumin rice, which we made yesterday. And we'll just warm it up. And another thing that we love to have our food with is yogurt. So when you have a dish like cauliflower and potato, I've made homemade yogurt. Hard to open this thing. Okay, got it. Okay, so this is my homemade yogurt. And
you probably see just white and flat, but maybe if you got a spoon, you can show them how, you know. Dayu makes the yogurt from fresh milk.
Yeah, so this is my yogurt. And I can teach you, oh, it went in, it's okay. I can teach you how to make fresh yogurt at home someday. It's a lot cheaper than buying yogurt, but you do need the initial batch from the grocery store. So just to give you an idea, the best thing to have with this would be just the plain chapati, because the food has got quite a lot of nice spices. So the plain pulka chapati would be the best, or this is the same thing. Roti and chapati mean the same thing. But if you go to a restaurant, you could order a naan with it. You could order a bhatura with it. You could order a paratha with it, you know. And personally, my favorite when I have cauliflower and potato is to have it with either roti and yogurt or rice and yogurt. Okay, so let me turn the camera around now. Okay, so yeah. Thank you. So here, let me just check if it's cooked or not by poking the thing into one of the potatoes. So if you just dig your spoon into one of the potatoes and you dig your spoon into one of the cauliflower, okay? Yeah, and see how easy it is to poke into it. It's not done yet, so it needs a little bit more. Now,